Hey, what's up, everybody? So, I want to talk about this thing when I call people at my job the R word, R-E-T-A-R-E-D. If that's how you spell it. I'm black and slow, so if I misspell that, my bad. But the R word, slow, mental midget, all of these different phrases. You know, what... First of all, when you come into a job, you do not, I repeat, you do not assume that whatever's been going on before you got in the building, you cannot assume that everybody around you needs your help as if you are someone that has been here as long as we have. You are new, okay? And I told y'all this about the last job at Wingstop that I got fired from in the 4 days, is because I recognize that I've been in this business for a while, food industry, and people do things a certain way, okay? And as the new person, your job most likely is going to be to help out the people that have already been there, wash dishes, take out trash, restock, etc., right? So I told y'all about T. I don't know her real name. We just call her T. She is an overweight, wildly unattractive person, right? Black. And, you know, if you want to bring race into it, sister to sister, she's a kind person. They just fired somebody for getting into it with her, because when they got into it, this is the same guy that I've talked about in videos before, Kareem. This fat, musty ass dude. I think he's from Palestine. I'm not 100% sure, because every time something happens, and they have a protest out here in Houston for whatever goes on in Gaza or any of these other places, he likes to, what he does is, I've seen him in the back a couple times talking and giving his viewpoint about the whole thing, and he's very argumentative. This is a guy that told one of the managers he ain't washing dishes. So when I heard him get into it with T, I had already knew, like, yeah, bro, like, this ain't somebody, like, she's not somebody you get into it with. So when I went to the Walmart down the street, not the one that I normally go to, I seen him walking in the store, and I ain't seen him at work in about a week or two. So now we got another guy that when I was in the back, and one of the guys asked me, hey man, how's the day going? And I told him, I said, man, we've hired another fucking retard. And he's like, oh, why? Oh, what do you mean, man? And I'm like, dude, he comes into work. First of all, you're applying to be a manager. That's laughable. That's laughable, dude, because you're in your 20s and you are fucking mentally slow. Okay? So he comes into work. Usually, I'm the one that's going to stretch the dough. That's pretty much the easiest thing to do, but it could also be the most complicated if you're not going in order, if the person that you're passing it to don't know what you're making. So normally, I'm on the line with Cordelia. Cordelia is like in her late 50s. I've talked about her before. She's from Nigeria. And me and her we get into a rhythm that is it's just at a high level. You know, well, we're not even talking. We just know what to do. What this dumbass dude does, man, he comes into work, right? And he'll just float his way over there to the stretch station. Now, I'm somebody that I don't try to bully people off a stay. Again, this is pizza. This isn't a Walmart distribution center. This ain't even Walmart. You know, so the job does not entail for me to make sure that I'm at a certain spot all the time like nobody else can do the job. But when you come into a job, like let's just say I came in at 6 or 7. If somebody's already stretching, I'm not going to go over there. I'm going to go to the end of the line, because those people have already been there and they're doing things a certain way. And that's why I brought up T, because T does this thing where she will come out of the office, see a screen full of orders, see me stretching already, and then try to like wedge herself over there as if like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all, bro? Do y'all have some type of phobia against stretching? Or are they telling you as the manager, you're supposed to be stretching? Because if that's the case, then that's That's not how things go in real time. In real time, you got somebody like myself who is a designated pizza maker. I don't really do anything else. I will. I do. I don't have a problem with taking shit out of the oven, taking care of a customer, washing dishes, doing whatever I need to do. But when you just try to slide your ass over there as if somebody, like, it's almost a thing as if, like, oh, you really needed my help. You should be glad I'm here. Okay, because they'll do shit like, okay, where y'all at on the screen? Why are you asking that? I know where we at. Why don't you fall in line instead of trying to come over here? And because it acts as a power move. When you're over there stretching dough, it's like it's the first thing. So it's almost like a power play when you get to go over there and stretch the dough and do all of that and just pass it down. Trust me, I know the psychological meaning behind it all, even though, again, most people, when they hear this, they'll be like, why are you giving it that much thought? I ain't giving it that much thought. I just know. I have the ability to just know. And so what he likes to do, he'll come over there and do the same thing T do. He'll come over there and start. See, it's Saturday, but when we get into a rhythm, man, the day can go by very smooth. So when he first started, he was doing this thing of, looking around, being a retard, looking around, not knowing that I don't care what you do, bro. I'm not one of these people that's finna be like, hey, man, find something to do. I don't give a damn what you do. The job is annoying, so if whenever you feel like you want to kick back and relax and chill, that's cool with me. I don't care if you don't want to make the pizza. I will do this whole thing my motherfucking self, bro. But what we not gonna do is stretch out dough. First of all, you suck at stretching dough. You absolutely are trash. And just like the gay guy that left because of George, I have not, I don't say nothing. I let these niggas make their mistakes because, for one, you too prideful or you're too retarded to think, or you're too scared to ask me, hey man, what is this? Does this look right? So you would rather just make the mistake and play dumb when they say, hey man, this was supposed to be a 12 flat, not a hand toss. Oh, for real? And he'll look at the screen like oh, okay. Bro, you fucking dumb. You fucking idiot. And you want to try to play it off like you didn't know what to, man. Like, I watched this nigga one time, it was a 12-inch flat, and he just made a 12-inch hand toss just because he didn't want to go get the flats out of the freezer. You see what I'm talking about? Sorry ass, worthless piece of shit. And it makes me mad when I meet another man that's a coward. You take my personality as something to be afraid of, so you gonna walk around me, do things around me, and it's wrong. You're doing the wrong thing, and you're just gonna. So I've gotten to the point now where I'll just go to the back. Like, I don't even. I literally leave a nigga hanging because he'll. First of all, you piss me off coming over there thinking that you coming over here. What the fuck are you over here for? I don't need you over here. Okay. Second of all, you come over here and you stretching this trash ass looking dough. That shit looks horrible. That pisses me off. You new here, nigga. I've been here. What the fuck make you think you gonna do what I've been doing better than me? But that's poor self-awareness and just another phrase of phrasing that you're a fucking retard. So, the day that whenever he was there, looking, I was like, bro, you don't need to be, first of all, nothing needs to be restocked because you're putting food on top of food. We need to use what's in there first. I get sick of that shit. Y'all niggas ain't got nothing to do, so y'all start doing unpractical shit. Like, yeah, I'm gonna put more sausage on top of the sausage that's been here all morning. Why? That's not what you do, dumbass. So I told him, I was like, bro, you can wipe something down, bro. I already know that feeling of, oh my God, I'm new on the job. I don't want them to have to tell me what to do. So I was like, bro, you can wipe this shit down or whatever, bro, but it ain't nothing to do, my nigga. Just chill, relax. And so I guess somebody told him away from me, like, hey, you can, I think what he did was what we've had two people come in here do this, right? They've worked at other jobs. And so what they try to do is go over there and show you, like, look what I can do. So what he did was, I think he come from Papa John's. He'll take the dough and he wants to stretch it out and flip it and throw it in the air and do all of this shit as if to say, hey, look at me. Look what I can do. And it's very annoying. So every time after that I work with him, that's what he do. He'll come into work and he'll go straight over there to the stretch station. And he'll just start stretching out this trash ass looking dough. So then when we get an order on the screen, he won't even make the order. He'll just keep stretching dough. And we don't even need him to keep stretching it. That's retarded. That's the same shit that when George first started here, George kept trying to go around making pizza. Go around making pans and shit. He didn't like making those type of sandwiches and shit. He didn't want to make the 12-piece chicken and shit like that. I hate making that. I know you do. So make it. We'll get that out of your system real quick. You don't jump around and skip around just because you don't want to do something or you don't know how. Better figure it out, nigga. Or ask. So that's what he'll do. So what do? If I see some shit on the screen and I know he's standing over there by that stretch station, I'll just sit there and look at him. I'll just sit there and look at him like, bro, you know you can grab one of them doughs you just made and sauce that bitch up and start making that shit, especially if it's just one thing on the screen, my nigga. But you're retarded. And so I just go to the bathroom. Like today was probably my most laziest day. I sat in the restroom several times and just floated around because I'm not putting up with that. You're not going to skip around. You're not going to just sit there and expect me to do every damn thing, even though I will. But I know where you coming from. You coming from a position of all I'm going to do. So George tells this retarded that, first of all, one time he's looking around and he looking at the screen, squinting his eyes. You can tell he's mastered, or he understands the illusion of I'm working. If I look at the screen and squint my eyes, if I look in there and start pointing at certain things and, oh, okay, yeah, okay, oh yeah, okay. Nigga, as my mama would say, that's game, nigga. You trying to run game, nigga. Get your retarded ass out of here. So I told him one time, I was like, hey, bro, we need cheese. You know what this nigga told me? He was like, and this is what let me know that you are who you are. He goes, hey, man, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do, man. I said, nigga, I said we need cheese, and I said, please. And I did. I said, please. I said, we need some cheese, please, bro. Because I recognize the tone of my voice does sound demanding. And if I don't say please or something, even though I do have the, you know, the pull to tell you what to do, because I know what I'm telling you to do needs to be done. If I say we need size or something prep, I'm not asking you to do it like Africa used to do just because I want to bother you. No, nigga, I do it myself. So when he was like, hey, the boy, don't tell me what to do, bro. And he turned around and looked at me with that cockeyed, retarded ass look. I said, oh, yeah, I'm done with this nigga. Your third day on the job. I don't have nothing to say to him. I don't have nothing to say to him. I tried to be cool and cordial with that nigga. When he said, don't tell me what to do, bro. I said, oh, no, yeah, you a problem. You a problem. And so now when he comes in, it already makes me feel even more disgusted as I already do before I come into work. So when he come in, I know he going straight over there to start stretching. So what do? I just remove myself completely from the line. Completely from the line. You want to be over there doing all that retarded ass shit? All right, bro, go ahead. When I feel the urge to get up and help you, then I'll help you. But other than that, nah, nigga. Because I know how you work. And I don't like that type of pansy ass shit. I don't like a nigga that's sneaky. I don't like a nigga that try to avoid hardships and obstacles. I don't like that shit. So now other people have to tell him, like, hey, bro, we already got dough stretched, my nigga. You got this whole rack filled up. Stop stretching dough. George, of course, I told you, I ain't fucking with him. So I just sat back and watched this dude fuck up pizza after pizza after pizza. And George is like, you can't do that. It doesn't come with sauce. It doesn't come, you know, having to correct his ass. And I can tell you right now, if I was to speak to George, George would be like, holy shit, this nigga's fucking stupid. See, a lot of these niggas, they scared to use the word retarded or faggot and all that other shit because they know, first of all, they know that's what it'll get. First of all, they'll think it'll get me started, but then they'll think like by using those type of words that you have almost like a we need to talk outside of work about this shit type of problem with it, you know? So they'll say something like, man, the new guy, and I'll be like, what about him? Nothing. No, nigga, it is something. You don't get to say nothing. It's because he knows I'm finna start using that word, and I'm going to talk in a way that I don't care if that little nigga standing right by me or not. He knows I'm going to use them words right in that nigga face.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So, getting ready to clock in here, and shouts out to Philion, his channel Philion. I'm sitting here watching, I clicked on a video, and he is right now in the middle of explaining that in North Carolina, there was a woman, a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee, minding her business on the bus, only to meet what this nigga look like, the Colonel from KFC, and he know it. That's why he looking at me like that, because I'm looking at him. Howdy. And everything seems normal. She's sitting down, walks right past the black guy with dreads, and he's looking out the window, and she's walking past him. She sits down in the chair, pulls out her phone, just chilling. Next thing you know, this guy pulls out a penknife and stabbed her in the neck. This was also prompted to think about what's been going on in not only America, but around the world. He brought up the fact that a lady at one point, and I do remember that story, got set on fire. You had, I forgot the other story, but a lot of these stories, man, it just showed you that the spiritual manipulation on this plane of existence is far more serious than people think it is. You know, I'll even give you an example of how in my life, when I'm upset and somebody upsets me, I don't like it, but my mind immediately goes to a dark place. My brain immediately starts to think about getting back at this person in a way that is going to cause them some type of physical pain. And you know what stops me from doing that? Is the sheer fact that I just ain't got time. You know, if this was a problem in the 50s, 60s, maybe I could have explained my way out of it or whatnot, but we live in a society now, you cannot afford to act out like that, and especially put your hands on people, you know. So I just found that to be very, very, very disturbing. You know, there's a still image of the man with his hand back like that, getting ready to poke her in the neck. And just, this is what I talk about, man. The world is headed in a direction, especially the United States. We're just headed in a dark direction. And that's funny how one of the, you know, you should check out the YouTube channel Born Again Barbarian. I'm not a Christian. If somebody was to put a gun to my head and say, what are you? Are you a Christian? I would say yes. But in my own life, if you give me time to think about it, no, I don't abide and I don't adhere to a lot of Christian teachings and beliefs. So since I don't abide by that, and it has a lot to do with just the poor example that has been set in the Christian community over the past 100 years. I just believe that we're just headed in a direction. But the channel that I was saying that you should check out is Born Again Barbarian. And he is a Christian that lives in northern Maine. And he has a video that I haven't even gotten to yet. But it's titled The Dark Future of America. So it's funny, I just said that, and then now I got a video to watch, you know, about an almost 50-year-old man and his experience of why he knows, biblically, why America is headed down a dark path. In other news, Druski. Shout out to that nigga Druski. I am not a fan of any of these new rappers. I'm not a fan of a lot of the new, like, I think DC Young Fly has to be the corniest motherfucker in the last 10 years to be labeled a comedian. That nigga has never done anything to make me laugh, ever. He's too effeminate. He has too many feminine-like gestures and shit. I don't like it. I don't like it not one bit. But shout out to Hassan Campbell, because he did a video once and said the same thing. I'm not into these new niggas that consider themselves comedians, but he showed a skit of Druski doing this little audition thing that he does, and Hassan and myself, man, we were just dying laughing, man. That shit was too funny. So now Druski's been popping up in my feed so often, and he did this skit that everybody pretty much has seen now. This I didn't even know it was him. I looked at it and it was kind of like, nah, that ain't him. But then I've seen the title, and it said Druski dresses up in whiteface, and he exposes the contradiction in this whole racist thing. And I thought that if I'm watching your comedy and I have to turn you off because you're literally about to blow one of my laugh gaskets, you're a funny motherfucker. And when that nigga Druski said, you would swear this nigga grew up in every type of society, white society, black society. Man, when that nigga did that shit, he say, hey boy, you lost? The black dude's right walking by. He rolled his window. I mean, the dude is just full-fledged. He got the suntan. He got the American tattoo on his chest. Because that, I mean, how many white dudes do I know that said, I want to get an American flag, an eagle, a Texas flag, or something right there on their heart? It's just so corny. He got the hat on. He got the damn biker racist, whatever you want to call it, fucking beard going. And then, of course, he has the white face that is just, shout out to your makeup crew, because they did an exemplary job, man. But he, the black dude walked by, and he spit at he go, and the black dude turned around, he's like, the fuck? And he just kept on walking. And he walked past the other dude, and he say, hey, boy, you lost? See, most black folk, they get deterred by this type of comedy. I don't, at all. And he go, hey, boy, you lost? And the dude was like, nah, I'm going over here to the NASCAR. He say, you going to NASCAR? Because black folk don't fuck with no NASCAR. And he said, yeah, man, I'm going on that. This nigga jumps out, like, sticks his head off the window and speak. He say, go find something safe to do now. God. So yeah, man, big shout out to Druski, man. My cousin say he wasn't feeling good, but when he watched that shit, he said it just turned his whole day around. He just did a skit about those females that you meet who they swear they from. I'm from the Dominican Republic. Bitch, you from 3rd Ward, Houston, Texas. But you know, his skits are just hilarious. Young Lou, Jeremiah Phillips, all these niggas, man, they just some funny people, man. So I had to talk about that shit, man. That NASCAR skit was hilarious. Born in the USA. I mean, it's contagious to these type of Republican MAGA shit. Not even, because a lot of these dudes would be like, I hate Trump. Because there's a thing out there called white fatigue. And a lot of people are getting tired of Trump. They're getting tired of this idea that white people ain't doing nothing wrong when the head of the country is a white man and he's just doing a lot of boneheaded shit. So a lot of these Caucasian people be like, man, this nigga tripping. He deporting people and all that. A lot of these people work for me. And you deporting these people and their families and stuff like this. So there are a lot of white folk that getting tired of Trump. But when he stuck that beer out the window and he's born in the USA, you see every white dude kind of like, okay, yeah. You know, so that was just, shout out to you, Druski. You'll never see this, but shout out to Druski. In other news, Boosie is catching, or not Boosie, Charleston White is catching flack for, I guess what's being reported that he called the police on Boosie's son, Tootie Raw. Horrible name, but anyway. Calls the police on the kid. Says the kid got switches, heavy artillery, right? So everybody's, and even Hassan Campbell was like, man, this makes me sick. Trying to smoke and do this at the same time because while I'm at work, I do want the video to be uploading. There ain't no telling what type of mood I'm gonna be in when I leave work, so. And I ain't even finished telling y'all about that fucking retard in there, man. But he do come in at 5. But, you know, this is how I say this is how he stand. Oh, okay. Okay. So what we do? And this is how he look at the screen when he. Man, if you don't get your dumb ass out of my face. So, I may record it, I may not. But, when I make statements about people's character and the mental damage that's been done to them, I say it for a reason. And this is why I said the world is just headed in a direction that we're too far removed from any type of intelligence that is worth value. You got this guy applying to be a manager, and you act as if. See, what that let me know about him is that he probably grew up in a house where he was a little fat, chubby kid over in the corner, and his mom and his nana and all of that, they probably sitting around talking, and they're including him in the conversation. He's probably being bullied, and they're including him in the conversation as far as, no, mijo, if they're not going to respect you, you need to go where you're respected. And he's like, yeah, that's right, yeah. So that means his people are probably a little slow in the head. So now you get this dude that I would love to ask him, why did you leave your last job? See, because by you making that statement of, hey man, don't tell me what to do. He got all buckeye. Don't tell me what to do, man. Don't tell me what to do. That lets me know you were probably working in an environment that was way too hectic, and you decided to pop off at the mouth, and you probably got fired. Because I've seen workers like you that are retarded. When they get into a normal environment that's fast-paced, if you telling them to go do this and go do that, they will find somewhere to complain about, why are you making me do everything? Because you're new here. Because you're helping us get through this rush or whatever the case may be. Why do you think I have the time to boss you around when I have all these orders to take care of? I obviously can't go do it myself, even though I will, but could you help out and go do that? Like, as quick as we run through cheese, if you was to tell this dumbass nigga, hey man, go get some cheese, he'll be like, man, don't tell me what to do. I've worked around people like that. And that's normally their background, is that they were too many times included in older people endeavors. So they think that when older people are complaining, they think that, well, in my early 20s, I can make the same arguments. No, you can't. No, you can't. So another thing I heard him say was, he was talking to George. You know, I told you, when I don't talk, you're going to hear a lot of dumb shit, a lot of wasted, stupid conversation, right? And part of that conversation was George tell him, hey man, you know you're going to be working with, you ain't going to be closing with me no more. Now you're going to be working with Janet and T. He's like, yeah, I know. And he was like, but I'm going to tell her, I'm not opening. And he said it like he was just, I'm not opening. I'm going to tell her. And I hear shit that I'm not listening to you, but I'm hearing like, what you talking about you not gonna do? Yeah, because you know I get home late, and I'm not coming up. I'm not gonna close and then open up. I'm not doing that. Y'all know I get migraines. I wake up in the middle of the night with headaches. I do all of these things. And I don't go to bed till probably 7, 8 in the morning. Have y'all ever heard me get on camera? Or have you ever heard me tell a story about what I ain't gonna do for a job? Have you heard me say that? No. I've never said that. I've never said what I ain't gonna do. When you get hired, you do what they tell you to do. Okay? So by him making that statement, that let me know already. And then I heard him complaining about all the computer work, that when you're applying to be a manager, you got to do a lot of computer shit. And he was like, yeah, man, when I got hired at this job, bro, we didn't have to do all this, man. It's just stupid. And then I just hear how he complains, and he does sound very immature. Very, he lacks self-awareness. I told y'all, how many people have I met that in real time, they don't talk a lot. But when they do start running their mouth, negative, what they ain't gonna do, who they don't like, what they don't feel like doing. So, here's my thoughts about Charleston White and Boosie. I seen another video where Charleston White was in the airport on the phone with the police saying this kid threatened to take my jewelry. I got over $100,000 worth of jewelry on, and he's threatening me. And I have never seen a video of Charleston doing this that upset me. Because here's the deal. There used to be a time in America that black people wanted to be perceived as something other than a thief, a liar, a manipulator, an abuser. We wanted to be seen as businessmen. We wanted to be seen as upstanding citizens, and we wanted to be seen as we love our brothers and sisters just like y'all love y'all people, right? But then you fast forward till about 2012-ish, 2010-ish, where this influx of young people thinking they can talk to old people any kind of way. They have no an inability to understand hierarchy when you out here in the world. Old people you might think got money or something. How do you go about speaking to them and stuff like that? They've lost track of, I've heard so many of these young kids say stuff like, what would you do if I was to smack you? If I was to just slap you right now? Who the fuck asks questions like that? Unless you want to die. I remember an interview Charleston did about a year ago where these young cats was like, what would you do if I just got up and smacked you? He was like, you gonna die? You gonna die. So let's put an end to your little play world that you think that other people are not crazy enough to put you in the dirt. So people say, man, you fucked up for getting Boosie's son locked up. No, he's not. This is the behavior that needs to be eradicated. This is why I say, and other people like Charleston White say, black people have a false sense of who we think we are. Nobody's scared of us, okay? Nobody respects us, okay? People look at us and the first thing they probably go to are, does his pants sag off his ass? What his hair look like? Does he got them long ropes that, in my own perception, is affiliated with gang members? People with hair like this are considered gang members. What I'm used to seeing as a white man, as an Indian man, as a Chinese man, is guys like that are violent. Other races know we don't own shit. Other races know we hate each other. So when you think you big and bad enough to walk around saying what you gonna take from another man and you a black man, that is the type of behavior that he is trying to get you kids to understand, that it's as easy as calling the cops. And when you get put in that system, when they put your ass in that holding cell and it's cold as hell and you might not get a blanket, you gotta sleep on that cinder block till they call your name, and that shit ain't gonna probably be till the next day. Gotta go to court. Then if you able to bond out, now you gotta worry about making these, you gotta go and make the court dates and all that. You have now put yourself in probably legal issues for the next 5 to 10 years. You ain't ready for that life, buddy. Can't have sex with a woman. Can't go eat a cheeseburger. Can't smoke your dope. Can't drink your alcohol. Because you think you tough and you think that something in your life qualifies you to disrespect another man like that. Have you lost your damn mind? I'm 32 years old, man. And I ain't got no problem calling the police on somebody. Why? Because I've said it several times in my videos. I will break your fucking neck. Okay? There's too much that I know physically, hand-to-hand combat, that I would rather call the police on you, let them deal with you, than for me to have to deal with the police and the ambulance. You get it? I would rather call the police, leave the ambulance and everybody out of it. Here, you deal with that nigga, than for me to have to deal with y'all, deal with the ambulance, and whatever else come with two people fighting and one almost beating the other one to an inch of his life. Some people like Charleston and myself, we feel disgustingly disrespected when we know we not out here. Charleston ain't walking around here saying, man, let that nigga say something to me, I'll take his chain. No, I got my jewelry. Why would I want yours? Why I want your jewelry? I got my own jewelry. Texting another man, woman behind his back. That's the type of shit that back in the day, man, 80s, 70s, early 90s, that shit will get you fucked up. But now we just, just another drop in the hat of another problem as to why humanity, and especially the black race, ain't gonna make it. because we got young kids that think it's cool and it's hip that I'm gonna tell somebody I'm gonna take their chain. It's just ridiculous, utterly ridiculous. Not Casanat. What's that boy name? Ishowspeed. Hell, I thought his name was just Speed. Ishowspeed. I saw a video by Black Balloon. He's one of these channels that he needs to graduate from he needs to graduate from what he's been doing and basically the lane that he's carved out. When I say graduate, you've even said it, I think yourself. You got people that still want to be in Hollywood. Still want to rap. Still want to be models. After all of these videos you've ever seen about casting couches, sending you over to Dubai to get shit on and peed on. You've heard all these stories, and you know that there is a large proportion of society that still wants to be a part of that group known as actors and actresses and models and influencers, right? Still got that garbage going on. So you have ishowspeed shows up to this place, right? I don't know where he is, and he's in his Don Corleone outfit with a cigar in his mouth, and this female, beautiful, tells him, hey, we're gonna go and we're gonna meet this lady, and she's gonna do all these blessings and shit for you. And he is just, I swear this nigga had to be on a pill. He had to be on some type of pill where he was like, yes, I need that right now. Yes. So, and I am aware that when you hang around uppity ass people, that you start to become a hollow shell of a human, where your thoughts, even your comments and your words you use out loud are just empty. I heard about Carcino was saying one time that when he's around other celebrities, especially back in the day, he was like, bro, a lot of these people, they will look at you in the face and say they'll do something and then walk away from you as if they never even saw you. Like, it's kind of a thing in Hollywood. They're like, oh my God, girl, yes, we can get together and totally do this podcast. And then you fast forward, and then he's like, the people, you can look on their face and they kind of like, okay, like, I'm not gonna do it. So next person, I call it mastering the art of bullshit. That's what I call it up here at the job. Mastering the art of bullshit. You just bullshitting everybody. And because everybody's so unaware and inarticulate and all of these other things, they don't know what you're doing to them. They just think that, he talked to me and then, conversation was over. So the woman walks him through these bushes and shit, and she says, take your shoes off. So he takes his shoes off, and it's open the door, and this woman, and first thing I saw when she opened it was real dark inside of this house. Now, this is a witch, there's no doubt about it. The house she's in ain't even her house. You find that out at the end of the video. But she's explaining to this boy, I work with crystals, we need to get your chakras balanced, and all of that witch talk, right? And you can see Speed. Now, first of all, if I'm talking to a man like that and you, yes,
yes, and you putting this cigar in your mouth and you taking it out and putting it in and taking it out, and then you looking all over the place and stuff. I'd have been like, boy, are you even here right now? That's why I said he looked like he had to probably be on some type of pill or something, a tab or what, something. I don't know. Dude was just acting real like he was just in another plane of existence. Like he was experiencing just a tremendous amount of euphoria. So he goes, she was telling him like, yeah, you know, all I need you to do is, you know, open up and accept and just say yes. So the boy, he pulled a quick one on him. He's looking down at his phone and goes, I think I left my streaming shit. Ah, man, I gotta go back. Man, I gotta go get that stuff on my stream. And she's like, oh, okay, it's fine. Not to mention that he called her scary. He was like, I'm not saying you're scary per se. Like, I don't know if it's your face. I don't know if it's your energy. She was like, it's okay. I get, you know, I get that all the time. It's okay. She's being very manipulative with just her cadence and the way she's speaking, trying to make him feel comfortable and relaxed. So he jumps up and he tells the cameraman to mute the video, and he's talking to his bodyguard, and the dude's like, what's going on, man? What happened? He was like, man, I think I left my shit. And jumps in the car and did not come back. The comments are, man, my nigga dodged the ritual and he knows that something was up and all of that. Look here, man. First of all, big ups to you, dog. You a nigga. You my brother. You'll never see this. But big ups to you for doing that. Because the only thing that kept running through my mind is, bro, you can get killed for this shit. You can straight up get killed for this, bro. They could find out that you seen or heard or something that you wasn't supposed to see or hear, and they could take you out, my nigga. You and Casanat, my nigga, y'all really just... I hope y'all have an alternative. You know, the day that y'all... Because it's gonna happen the day that, you know, something comes out about you guys that y'all didn't do or something like that because y'all wouldn't do whatever the hell it is that they ask y'all to do to take it to the next level. I hope that y'all really, you know, stand on principles and morals, man. But I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. So, yeah, that was what that picture in the thumbnail is that he's sitting on the couch at a witch's house. And she's trying to get this dude to hold these crystals and do all of this weird-ass shit. And the dude made up some shit and got up out of there. So, and last but not least, man, Rick Buchenhagen, a.k.a. Rick the Stick. I've been around wrestling long enough to know I've seen this dude before. He wasn't around for long. And watching a video from the channel Philion, he's one of these people that he's not a content creator. He reacts to content creators, which is a thing on YouTube. He had a guy in the comment was like, I know damn well I'm not watching a guy watch a guy watch a guy. And he was, yeah, it's true, because some people don't really have a starting point in which they would start their own content. What would they talk about every day? What would the topics be? How long would they talk about each topic? You know, they leave it up to other people to do the political correct speaking and all of that, and then they kind of just, you know, it's real tired to me, if you ask. Like, but this guy, Rick the Stick, has motivated me in ways when it comes to my exercise that he really has influenced me in a way that's positive. When this dude uses the phrase, when he uses the phrase, we're gonna do some serious horse cocking, meaning you finna be lifting some heavy loads. He called them, he said, yeah, we lifted some serious horse cock loads here. It really did influence me to put weight, to add more resistance and more weight when I'm working out, just by thinking of, are you gonna be a fucking Johnny Pencil Neck? You know, you can't be in the gym Johnny Pencil Neck and shit, pencil neckitis. So the energy that this guy brings to his viewers is very admirable. I like it. I dig it. And you really have added an element to my exercise that I don't count reps. I don't want to know what the weight is. I just lift the shit. And it's paid dividends. So shout out to you, Mr. Rick the Stick. Had to mention you in a video at some point because you really have put me in a mindset when I, you know, cause when you even mentioned it about, bro, you know how many times a nigga go to the weight room and he don't want to do shit, and you just gotta flip that switch. You gotta flip the fucking switch and start horse cocking some shit around that motherfucker. That's how it's supposed to be. Flip that switch. I've worked out with migraines. I've worked out hungry. I've worked out very, very drowsy from all the meds during the day. I've worked out under all types of circumstances. And when you know that you're getting tired and you like, man, today I'm not going to do my incline bench press with 20s or 25s. I'm horse cocking with 40. We're going to start with 40. This came about when he seen Sam Shuluk have his own gym built. He was like, yeah, man, we got the 100s right there, the 125s, and, it's kind of, that's all we kind of need. Boy, that nigga Rick said, it's a fucking mindset, dude. You want to get all the way to the 140s. Like, he got real kind of bothered by the fact that Sam stopped at 125 dumbbells, saying that it's a mindset, bro. If you got the 200-pound dumbbells over there, it's a mindset that I'm going to lift them hoes, bro. So he really went off. And that's one of the things that he's known for is he will plan on reacting to a video. And the whole video will be an hour long, but he done only reviewed like 8 minutes of the video he's reacted to. So people be like, oh shit, he's standing in front of TV with it off. This shit's serious. Like, so yeah, man, shout out to Rick the Stick, man. You are a warrior. And from one warrior to another, man, I appreciate that motivation. So y'all let me know about this shit, man. I hope y'all are enjoying this stuff, man. I'm trying to do the best that I can with these topics, staying up to speed on what's going on in the world. And if you want to support what I do, man, my cash apps and all that stuff is in the description. I gotta go to work, man. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm out.